Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I was given this as a present, the Dr. Spitfire. So we're going to have a look at what's in this kit. Okay, as you can see, Spitfire was the backbone of the British Royal Air Force during the Second World War. Helped win the Battle of Britain along with the Hurricane. So let's have a quick look around this box. Okay, as it says, it's safeguard the future of the Spitfires. Children of my age, or people of my age, would have been brought up on the different films concerning it, and it's a safeguard of the Spitfire. So to adopt a Spitfire Mark 26B, modern take on the Spitfire legacy. Become a member for the ACE Squadron for 12 months. You receive a free tour of the hangar on the Spitfires and make a real difference to the survival of this legendary aircraft. As you can see, it's come in a presentation tin. That's the back, and there's the front. Okay, so we're going to take a look inside the tin in a moment. Then we've got to register it, and then it tells you how it works, and we'll go through all that in a moment. Okay, so let's have a look inside the tin. So the first thing we find is a welcome letter. Okay, giving us information of what's in it, how the gift is explained, infographic of the Spitfire leaflet, the anatomy poster, Spitfire woman fact sheet. Don't know what that's about, so please excuse that. A Spitfire postcard and a registration sheet. Okay, so let's have a look. So the first thing I found is a Spitfire postcard. We all know what the iconic Spitfire looks like. We've seen them in the Battle of Britain parades in September on Battle of Britain Day. There was one that flew across the East Midlands not so long back due to VE Day. So it's quite an iconic plane. Here's a Spitfire fact and figures sheet, giving you all the information of the Spitfire, its dimensions, its maximum speed, its ceiling, the height it can climb to, its rate of climb per minute, and the engine that was in it. The number of Spitfires that were made, and how long it took to make them. And the Spitfire saw action during the evacuation, first saw action of the evacuation of Dunkirk in 1940. And just a bit more trivia, the average age of a Spitfire pilot during World War II was 20 years old. And in 1940, to put it into perspective, the minimum legal driving age was 21. So you could learn how to fly a Spitfire, but you couldn't learn how to drive a car. So now what have we got next? Okay, the next leaflet we find is the history of the Spitfire. In this part of it, it gives a description of Endstone Airfield between 1939 and 1945. There were 444 new airfields built across the country, if you're interested in that sort of thing. A lot of people aren't. They just think of the Spitfires and went up into the air and fought the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, during the Battle of Britain. And the next part is the history of the Spitfire. It was designed by R.J. Mitchell very early on in the late 1920s, I believe it is. It was part of the Supermarine Spitfire collection of planes, you know, that landed on water. Mitchell didn't live to see out. He died at a very young age. And then there's a piece on the M26B right at the bottom here. And then some information on the inventor. Like I said, Reginald Joseph Mitchell was born on the 20th of May 1895 in Staffordshire and died when he was 42, the 11th of June 1937. He knew war was coming. He knew his plane would be involved in it, but he didn't live to see it happen. Which tells you all about lesser known Our many female pilots flew the Spitfires during the war and contributed to the Allies' successes. A lot of people don't know that females did fly the Spitfire, not in combat, but into combat areas, especially if they were bringing replacement planes across, especially when they were being shot down and war was first on and after D-Day. Leak that we got is the legacy of the Spitfire anatomy. You know, the different shapes, the different configurations of the Spitfire, its evolution, how it started, what size it was, the different types of engine it went in, the fuel tanks that they changed around, the machine guns, the types of bullets, you know, all there to help and try and keep the pilot as safe as possible. But as we all know, in the times of war, there's not a great deal of safety, especially if one hit a tank and it ruptured and it blew up. There wasn't a great deal for the pilot to do. So just a few things: the tin, the outer cover, the legacy of the Spitfire. These are all things that you get in the poster, the postcard of the Spitfire fly-in, and then the history of the Spitfire and its facts and figures. So like I said, I'll leave the description, I'll leave the information in the description for you so that you can have a look at it. But if you've liked this, guys, could you subscribe? Doesn't cost you anything, it is free of charge. Hit the bell icon so you know when I'm going to drop a new video, and give me a thumbs up. And until the next one, bye for now.